The November 20th work study session will begin. We'll start with Councilwoman Karen George, longevity recognition. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight is a historic night in the city of Southgate, one that has never been experienced before in our history since 1958. We have a councilwoman has attained the longest serving, the longest service in our history. The prior longevity was Ray Torres, who served for 30 years. And as of last week, Karen attained 30 years and is now on her 31st year. So we wanted to give her some recognition. She didn't want a lot of fanfare tonight because she's also being honored tomorrow night by being installed in the Recreation Hall of Fame here in the city of Southgate. But I just wanted to mention that over those 30 years, and they weren't continuous, so she served for a while and then came back. And she served under 3 mayors, James Candrevas for 6 years, Norma Wormlinger for 9 years, and a guy by the name of Joseph Cuspa for 15 years. So, it's been she's been here as long as I have been, so it's been a very functional relationship, and we really enjoyed getting to know each other. So, again, I want to give her recognition by presenting her also with a Crystal Gate Award. And Karen, if you want to come up here. Okay. And this is honoring Karen E. George for becoming Southgate's longest serving council person, November 1983 through 89, November 1990 through 99, and November 2009 to present. Presented on this 20th day of November 2024 with gratitude and appreciation for 30 plus years of service to the city of Southgate on behalf of the residents, employees, and elected officials. Congratulations.
She didn't pause.
Turn this way.
Okay, we're gonna go
You can say that, Zoe.
I can't say that for you, Ed.
30 more. No,
No.
I'm writing jokes for other people now.
You can say it. You
You
say
know how
it.
many times I got in trouble here for bad jokes?
Somebody.
Okay.
Janine? Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're getting it like.
Okay, one more. All right, great.
Very nice.
Okay, come on up.
Janine?
Get the family up here.
Janine.
Lived through it for 30 years.
Back up here.
Sure. All the wonderful things.
Next one. Even it out this way. Okay. Yeah.
No. It's good to have some good news one night.
You're her son?
Yep.
And your name is?
John.
And you are her daughter, Janine. Janine.
Okay, we're good here.
This one I know. We used to beat him up in high school. We're over here. He was in there.
Say cheese, pickles, pizza.
Okay.
We only have 30 minutes.
Yes, you are.
I sneak in
Well, I'll say it at my chair.
Okay,
under the radar.
I'm going to give this to your daughter so she can.
Do, do, do.
Mayor, I want to thank you. I am humbled and honored to be recognized for my 30 years of service to the city of Southgate on the city council. I have so many to thank. First of all, to the residents who had the confidence in me to vote and elect me to the Southgate City Council. and especially to my family who have supported me and worked so hard campaigning for me every 2 years. And my son John, who is in the audience, for doing all my printing for me. I wasn't going to say this, but since he's here, I will. In all my years of campaigning, every 2 years, I paid for my own campaign. I never had a fundraiser. So him doing the printing saved me a lot of money when I was running for office. I've been privileged to work with so many great officials at the local, state, and federal levels of government. I would like to express my gratitude to our city employees, department heads, city administration, for putting up with me and my request throughout the years. And a special thanks to Mayor and Kim, Laura, Jan, and Don. It has been a genuine pleasure to work with those who I call our unsung heroes, our board members and commissioners. Over the past years, I've worked with most of them: City Beautiful, CASE, Commission on Aging, Youth Commission, Historical Foundation, and the Southgate School Board. Finally, I would like to thank my fellow council members for your support. We may not always agree, but we do show respect for each other. And Zoe, we run a very efficient and orderly meeting. And again, thank you all. Southgate is my home. There is no place like home. And like I say, Southgate is my home. May God continue to bless Southgate and the United States of America. And thank you all. Thank you, thank you.
And thank you, Karen. Thank you for all your good years of work and service, and still got the duration of the term here, and we'll see what you do next. But thank you for all your good work and everything
Thank
throughout
you.
the whole years as a volunteer and as a civil servant as well. All right, we will move on to the Halloween Home Decorating Contest Awards. Back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before we leave the topic of Ms. George and her service, there will be something presented to council next meeting that will continue. There is a recognition that one of the commissions wants to make, and we will bring you up to speed on that the next meeting. But I know you're looking forward to tomorrow night with that recognition, so we'll let that kind of sink in first. Yes, we're very pleased to have, well, we have one of the winners here tonight. The other two we're not able to because of conflict in their schedule. But I will ask them up. It's Blaine Bainbridge and Beth Carey. They live on Drake. You can both come up. Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. Who did all the work then? Okay. Okay. All right. So Blaine, we have a certificate here from the Case Commission. You want to come up and present that, Robin? Robin's the chairperson of the Case Commission, so you want to stand on the other side of him? And can you, okay. So we appreciate you. This is the third place finish, and, a little more work, you might get second or first next year, right? Okay, there we go. All right. What was your inspiration? Campfire. Okay, cool.
Doing s'mores.
Oh. It's doing sport. Okay, that's novel. There we go. Made it to Christmas too? All right. Congratulations. I want to also mention that second place went to Brian and Marcy Flahart. And then we had the Guth family on Oxford took first place. So we'll get those certificates and gift cards to them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And now we'll move on to the officials' reports, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Times 3.
Put on my other hat here, we'll get this started. Okay, thank you. As mentioned last meeting, Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri is hosting his 8th annual Veterans Resource Fair at Crystal Gardens tomorrow on November 21st. The event is free and will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The co-host of the event is Jim Perry, who is the Executive Director of the DCC. Over 80 vendors will be present to offer assistance and information to our local veterans. The fair is tailored for veterans and their families, but the fair is open to all residents who may want to pass on information to other veterans in the area. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans is once again sponsoring a Thanksgiving turkey drive. This turkey giveaway will take place at the New Hope Assembly of God Church at 14,000 Racco Road in Taylor. There will be 500 turkeys available for distribution and will be given out first come, first serve starting at 10 a.m. The congregation will also be providing food boxes as well to complement the turkey giveaway. If you are in need or know of a family that is, this is a wonderful opportunity that they will be able to have a great Thanksgiving dinner. I'd like to thank County Executive Warren Evans and the congregation of the New Hope Assembly of God for continuing this much-needed event. Our Shop Small Saturday in Southgate will be on Saturday, November 30th. Please support our local businesses for this event and all throughout the year. The DDA has also developed a special promotional event that will take place from November 30th to December 6th. The event is known as Southgate's Shop Small Spectacular and will feature contests, giveaways, and a squirrel, that's what these guys up here, a squirrel scavenger hunt. The hunt involves locating one of these squirrels within a business and scanning the QR code beside it. Each code scanned will result in an entry into a drawing for either $100, $250, or $500 cash. 45 businesses, and they're listed on the center here, 45 Southgate businesses will be participating in the hunt this year. For more information on the event, please visit our City of Southgate website. In addition, contest brochures like this one will be available at all the participating businesses starting next week. I commend our DDA board and Director Kaylee Mondrella for developing and supporting this program to encourage more shoppers to visit our Southgate businesses. As the Christmas season approaches, we are just weeks away from the commencement of our municipal holiday happenings. Things will get started with our municipal tree lighting ceremony on Friday, December 6th at 6 p.m. at Kiwanis Park, which is also affectionately known as our train park. After welcoming Santa, the trains will run Friday and Saturday night until 9 p.m. The rides are provided by the Great Lakes Live Steamers and will carry children and adults to Southgate's North Pole to visit with Santa and enjoy a cup of hot chocolate. This annual event, now in its 15th year, and there's some of us at the table that remember the first one, it's really incredible, and has become now not only a Southgate event, but a regional activity that draws riders from the Tri-County area and beyond. Southgate will once again be celebrating a wonderful holiday season, and this is the first event of that season. So make note of the date and plan to be part of this Christmas kickoff event. I will have more details about all of our other holiday events at our next meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Clerk,
No report, thank you.
Mr. Treasurer,
No report, thank you.
Councilman Erich,
No report, thank you.
Councilman Roush.
I had the meeting notes for my library commission, but I left them on the kitchen table, believe it or not, so I will report next week. But I also want to say that if you're going to look for a squirrel, Sweet Arrangements located in Southgate Myers will have one of those, so stop by and see our squirrel.
Thank you. Councilman Graziani.
No report.
Okay, the school board did meet. They had some DCTC presentations for those programs, and they also made some just purchases. They purchased a kiln at the Anderson Art program, and also a new playscape at Ford Line School as among some other purchases. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to thank the case commissioners for judging for the Halloween contest. Robin is in the audience. Thank you very much. And a special thanks to Vanessa for organizing all the pictures and getting them online for us. This was one of the most difficult contests to judge. There were 26 entries, and almost all of them could have been number one. It was a lot of work. I wished I would have seen some of the ones in person. Next year I will do that. But each year it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm just wondering what people are going to do for Christmas. We will have a Christmas home decorating contest also. Concerning the seniors, they have something new that has been started there. It's entertainment time, movies for $5 on Tuesday nights at the MJR. And they will pick up the seniors from approximately 5 to 8:30 p.m. The movie starts at 6:15, and everybody sees the same movie. On November 26th, it will be the movie Wicked. On December 3rd, it will be A Christmas Story. And on December 10th, it will be the Polar Express. Also with the seniors, they will be having their annual Christmas party. There are going to be a limited number of tickets. They are $20. If you are interested, see Diane or call Diane at 734-258-3066. And the deadline for registering for the Christmas party is December 12th. And also at the seniors on December 12th from 10 to noon, they will be decorating Christmas cookies. I'm sure that probably younger folks could go if they wanted to take part of this event. You will be decorating 6 Christmas cookies for $15. And again, that's December 12th from 10 to noon. And if you are interested, do call Diane at the Senior Center, 258-3066. And I believe that's all I have. Again, thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure working with everybody with the city of Southgate. Anyhow, thank you. I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
You're not done yet.
Councilman Ayers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Planning Committee did meet on Monday, the 18th. They discussed the master plan, which is, it lays out the vision for the city, such as addressing future land uses, community development within a coordinated manner. Its goals is for the city's vision with a plan to achieve that vision. City hasn't conducted one of these comprehensive master plans since 2011. It takes about a year to complete and will be accomplished on a monthly basis by the Planning Committee by chapter, 1 to 4 chapters a month, just to be able to digest what it is and be able to give suggestions for it. And we will, like I said, about a year. We will still be handling other planning things that come in to play each month, but we'll also be working on this so we can get that situated. We're also doing a more targeted approach, focusing on key issues facing the city, such as housing, transportation, recreation, and the city's relationship within the city. Administrator Marsh talked about the MEDC readiness community, and this plan would actually help us get certified within that. So Southgate will continue to be the best at doing the things that we need to do for our residents. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Councilman Gollick.
No report this evening, thank you.
Now, Mr. Marsh, for the agenda items, I would ask, though, if you please start with Communications A, because I know there might be more questions surrounding the item under consideration of bids, so please start with A, and then we'll go back up to the top.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so good evening. Under Communications A, the first item is a request to retain Quint Plumbing as the city's plumbing repairs contractor. Although the request is to waive the bid, Quint was awarded the competitive bid in 2010. They've been our contractor ever since, and they've agreed to hold their pricing for another 2 years. Are there any questions from council? Okay. Next is a request to purchase 2 police vehicles from Southgate Ford. While we're asking to waive the city's bid process, please note that Southgate Ford is agreeing to match the state of Michigan's low bid MIDL price for these vehicles. The Ford Edge for the Detective Bureau is currently available, but the Ford Explorer for the police department will not be available for pickup until next budget year. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none. The next item is a request to award Freeport Supply Company an extension as a city supplier sand, topsoil, and 2-1A aggregate. While we're recommending the bid process be waived, please note that Freeport won the last competitive bid in 2021. They've been our contractor ever since, and they've agreed to hold their pricing for another year. Are there any questions from council on that item? Okay, seeing none. The next request is regarding the approval to use JW2 Consultants for professional grant writing services for an assistance to firefighters grant request. This is a $1 million grant application for a new ladder truck. While we were not awarded the last grant during the last application cycle, we do believe that using a professional grant writer gives the city the best chances of securing this very competitive grant. Are there any questions from council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George?
just to comment, I've always wished that we could have a full-time grants writer, but I'm glad that we do have one on this, and I think we have much more success in having a grant writer. Our department heads, I know, have written many grants that we've received, but there are some specialists that are good to hire for certain contracts. Thank you, Madam Chair.
The next item is a request to authorize payment for police academy costs associated with 2 officers who recently completed their training. The payment will be reimbursed to the city as part of Michigan's Public Safety Academy Assistance Grant Program. This is an excellent program. It's allowed the city to take vetted candidates, pay for their police academy training, pay them a wage while they're attending training, which is 40 hours a week for several weeks, and then hire them as a fully certified officer upon graduation. So because of this program, the results have been that the police department has been able to successfully keep up with all the vacancies that have been popping up since this opportunity has first started. Are there any questions from council on this item?
I just mentioned the
Madam
vacancy.
Chair,
Oh, Councilman
do
George?
they,
Retirements.
Yeah, the vacancies, yeah, the point, the vacancies are largely associated with retirements.
is there any
So, yeah,
stipulation on the time limit?
That's a good point, yeah.
Once they're trained and they come here, that they have to stay, is there a time limit?
They do sign an agreement that says they will remain with the city. I believe it's for 3 years.
Okay, thank you.
Lastly is, under Communications A, is a request for environmental consulting solutions to be provided, to provide environmental review and SHPO services for an upcoming CDBG DR grant that's offered through MEDC. To Councilwoman George's point, while we do sometimes reach out to third parties for grant writing services, Hennessy Engineers has been very successful at helping us get grants. This is one example of that. This is a $1.6 million grant that would pay for sanitary sewer lining east of Howard between Commonwealth and Superior. Sewer lining is an excellent way to prolong the life of sanitary sewers. It greatly extends their life, and it actually causes minimal ground disruption, so you don't have to dig it all out and put a new one in. Even with the minimal ground disturbance, MEDC still requires an environmental review in order for the grant to be, as a condition of the grant. These costs will be reimbursed to the city upon execution of a grant agreement, and although a grant agreement has not been finalized, this project has been reviewed and approved by the Michigan Strategic Fund, their board, which is the body that approves these such grants. So the sanitary sewer lining work would be planned to start in the spring of 2025. Are there any questions from council? Okay. All right, so that takes us to the consideration of bids. We have the one item, it's a big one, it's the bid for trash hauling services. The solicitation asked bidders to provide quotes for 3, 5, and 8-year contracts, with the contractor beginning service on March 30th, 2025. The solicitation also asked for, as an alternate, pricing to upgrade recycling carts from a 35-gallon to a 65-gallon cart. And so the bid tabulation that you saw includes that price in there for the upgraded 65-gallon carts. The response to the bid solicitation was overall very positive. We had a pre-bid meeting where all potential bidders would have to show up and discuss the bid package. We had 6 different companies attend, so that demonstrated that there was going to be competition for this bid. Ultimately, 2 companies submitted bids, and both were very competitive. So we have multiple good options to choose from. The administration is recommending the 8-year contract with priority as the lowest cost long-term option that includes the 65-gallon recycling cart. You'll often see that trash hauling bid or contracts are a little bit longer, and that's so that if there is a cost associated with replacing trucks, buying new trucks, bringing on more staff, all the overhead expenses, that can be spread over a longer period of time. And as a point, we're actually coming off a 7-year contract with our last company. We do believe that either company, Priority or Stevens, can provide high-quality service. Stevens has a very good reputation in the city of Riverview. They've been there for many years. They've also served other communities outside of Metro Detroit. Priority, on the other hand, has stated really from the beginning of their acquisition of the GFL contracts that once their trucks were outfitted with their tech package and the camera systems, that the quality of service would dramatically increase, and that's what we've seen. The trucks now do have the tech packages and the cameras, and the call volume has dramatically dropped, and they're providing good service that we're very pleased with. In either case, though, the contract does call for specific penalties. So if the awarded bidder has different problems, that they have to fix those in a timely fashion. For example, one of the things that we saw both in the tail end of GFL and at the start of the priority contract would be, and I know many of you are aware, routes being missed for days or multiple days at an end. That would be a $1,000 fine under this new contract. So if it wasn't rectified within 24 hours of them being notified that it was missed. And regardless of either vendor that's chosen, the city would have the option to terminate the contract due to default of performance if the case arose for it. So we'd be protected in that case too. So at this time, if there's any questions from council, I can answer those.
Council Chair,
Councilman Graziani?
when it comes to the monetary penalties, where does the money for that go? Does it go into a general fund or?
It would go back into the rubbish collection fund.
Okay, and then do the residents see any difference at all in their rates for that service because of those?
It wouldn't be like like if there was a $1,000 fine, then there's a $1,000 refund, but that fund is used, and there is, that fund balance can be used for things in the future like rate stabilization, so that if we had let's say we had to get rid of a contractor and go in an emergency case, get a new contractor, there would be a fund there that could help rate stabilization so that we didn't see a big jump in pricing.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Aird?
regarding you said there's the possibility that if something were to go wrong, we could have some type of out clause. What's the time frame on that? Like, if, for example, there's some type of issue and is there a certain amount of days that you have to give notice? And then what happens when there's an overlap?
Yeah, so there is a notice period. The contract will, even for penalties, there's kind of a due process there, so you can't just say, we're fining you $1,000. So there's a due process there, including for termination. So there has to be at least a 30-day notice that they're given, and they have to be given an opportunity to rectify those problems, which would be the best option. I think everyone would agree. If there is a performance situation that's failing, the best option is that it just gets corrected and we can move forward in a positive direction.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Gollard?
the $1,000 fine or penalty, is that per incident, per day, per street?
So that would be, that specific example was for a missed route. So that would be, it's not for a single house that, hey, they missed my block. This is to get like, Cedar Lawn was missed again this week, that sort of situation. And that would be, for that missed route, it would be a $1,000 fine.
Thank you.
It's per incident.
Yeah, it'd be per route missed, it'd be $1,000, yeah.
Any further questions at this point? All right, seeing none, we'll reconvene in 2 minutes.
We gotta change that.
Yeah.
Tough to get mine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. But I can see if you have a couple of kids in the house, too, how much garbage could accumulate. What are you gonna do? I think we're sitting there just throwing it out back in bags and. Things get in it.
Like you can't take it to somebody.
Hey, Craig Scoobel got a sign.
Now, 7 o'clock, the November 20th regular meeting will begin. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Craig Scoobel. Craig Scoobel.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Cuspa,
Here.
Councilman Erich,
Present.
Councilman Graziani,
Present.
Councilman Golick.
Here.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Ayers Reese.
Present.
And Councilman Roush.
Here.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the work study meeting minutes dated November 6, 2024.
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion we approve the work study meeting dated November 6, 2024.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated November 6, 2024.
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman
I'd
George.
like to make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated November 6, 2024.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no scheduled persons in the audience. The first item under consideration of bids is a letter from the mayor regarding award bid for solid waste collection and disposal, recycling, and compost. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the city administrator, and I concur, to award the bid for solid waste collection and disposal, recycling, and compost to Priority Waste of Clinton Township for an 8-year agreement with a total contract amount of $18,336,320. Two bid proposals were submitted and reviewed by the Assistant City Administrator Finance Director. An 8-year agreement is in the best financial interest of the city. Sufficient funds are available in the general fund for this contract. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers Reese.
I make a motion that we award the bid for solid waste collection and disposal, recycling, and composting program to Priority Waste of Clinton Township, Michigan for an 8-year term commencing March 31st, 2025, and the total contract amount of $18,336,320.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by Golick. Any discussion? Any objection?
Madam
Motion.
Chairman,
Oh, Councilwoman
I'm sorry,
Roush.
I wanted
Did
you
you
to
have
finish.
a
No, I did.
discussion,
No,
or-
I'm for, I just have discussion. I just
Okay.
thought that maybe because it's, that we're getting, we're talking about the new bins and that you could probably touch on that a little bit, so anybody watching would know that that's included, because some people might go, ooh, that's a lot, but knowing that they're gonna get new bins would be something that we might want to know, people might want to know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can certainly put some public communications out about that, and also what to do with your old bins, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, so, thank you.
And that might have been in there as well, but when will those will be delivered with the new contract, correct?
That's all under the new contract.
Perfect. Awesome. Any further discussion? Any objection? We're good? Okay. Motion carries, like I said. No items under, or no scheduled hearings. The first item under Communications A is a letter from the mayor regarding the contract extension for plumbing repairs. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above with the DPS director, and I concur with his recommendation to waive the bid process and award the contract extension for plumbing repairs to Quint Plumbing for a term of January 5th, 2025 to January 4th, 2027. Quint has agreed to hold their unit prices that were approved by council at their meeting in April of 2010 when the competitive bid was awarded. Funds are budgeted in the water and sewer fund budgets for this contract extension. Your favorable consideration of this matter is greatly appreciated.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I move that we waive the city bid process and approve the contract extension with Quint Plumbing and Heating, Inc., beginning January 5th, 2025 through January 4th, 2027, at their current fee schedule originally approved in April of 2010.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the purchase of 2 police vehicles. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the police chief, and I concur, that the bid procedure be waived and to award the purchase of one 2025 Police Interceptor utility all-wheel drive vehicle in the amount of $45,764 and one 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Edge in the amount of $37,294 for a total amount of $83,058 to Southgate Ford. Southgate Ford has agreed to match the state of Michigan bid price under the My Deal program. Adequate funds are available for this purchase in the Capital Projects Fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is greatly appreciated.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman, George, did you say?
Somebody else?
Councilman Golick?
Oh, let Garlic.
thank you. I'll make a motion that we waive the city bidding process, accept the state of Michigan My Deal bid award price, and approve the purchase from Southgate Ford. One 2025 Police Interceptor utility all-wheel drive patrol vehicle in the amount of $45,764, and one 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Edge in the amount of $37,294, for a total amount of $83,058.
Support.
Motion by Golick, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the contract extension for sand, topsoil, and 221 aggregate limestone. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the Department of Public Services Director, and I concur, to waive the bid procedure and extend the current contract with Freeport Supply Company of Brownstown for the topsoil, sand, and 21A aggregate for the period ending January 2026. The current rates are $14.95 a ton for topsoil, $10.74 a ton for sand, and $10.40 a ton for 21A limestone. Freeport Supply Company originally was awarded the competitive bid contract at the January 6, 2021 council meeting, and they have maintained the originally bid prices. Adequate funds are available in the Water and Sewer Budget Fund. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers.
I move that we waive the city bid process and approve a contract extension with Freeport Supply Company through January 31st, 2026 at their current fee schedule.
Support.
Motion by Ayers, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding approved grant writer consulting fees. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the fire chief's recommendation to approve payment for grant writing consulting services provided by JW2 Consultants in the amount of $5,000. The AFG grant application will apply for assistance in purchasing a new ladder truck for the fire department. Your concurrence on this matter would be greatly appreciated. Funds are available in the general fund fire department budget.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I approve that I make the motion that we approve the consulting fee with JW2 Consultants in the amount of $5,000 for assistance in preparing and writing the Assistance to Firefighters Grant application for the purpose of purchasing a new ladder truck for the fire department.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Golick. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
just the fact that this is money well spent.
Any further discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding authorized payment for police academy tuition. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the Public Safety Director's recommendation to authorize a payment to Schoolcraft College for Police Academy tuition in the amount of $13,917.86. The remaining amount of the grant that was previously accepted from Michigan State Police on October 10th, 2023, will reimburse the city for tuition, salaries, and other operating costs while the police applicants attend the academy. Your concurrence on this matter would be greatly appreciated.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers.
I move that we authorize payment to Schoolcraft College for Police Academy tuition for police applicants Cameron Hesburn and Nicholas Hernandez in the total amount of $13,917.86 in accordance with the 2022 Michigan Public Safety Academy Assistance Grant Program.
Support.
Motion by Ayers, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Last is the memo from the administrator regarding environmental review services for CDBG-DR grant. Madam Clerk.
The administration is taking steps to secure $1,610,706 in community development block grant disaster relief funding for sanitary sewer lining in parts of the Old Homestead neighborhood. City Council previously held a public hearing and approved the application on March 20th, 2024. The next step in the grant process is to complete the required environmental review and SHPO Section 106 application. The grant requires the city to procure a MISHDA pre-qualified vendor. All 10 pre-qualified vendors were contacted for estimates, and the city received 4 estimates in return. Environmental Consulting Solutions submitted the lowest proposed estimate at $4,950 plus a $150 hour for professional services not to exceed $2,250. Therefore, the administration recommends approving ECS to provide the required work associated with the CDBG-DR grant. These expenses will be reimbursed by MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, after a grant agreement has been executed.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush?
I make a motion we concur with the administration to approve the Environmental Consulting Solutions from Royal Oak, Michigan for the NEP Environmental Review and the SHPO Section 106 Application Services in the amount of $4,950 plus a $150 hour for professional services for a total not to exceed the amount of $7,200.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no items under Communications B, and there is no ordinances. Is there any old business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, is there any new business the council would like to discuss?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Gollak?
on behalf of the city council and the city administration and all the workers, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And on a personal note, I've only been in this position for 9 months, and I cannot believe the amount of holding costs that we're able to negotiate with our vendors, the amount of reimbursements we're able to get from grants or state entities to help us pay our bills. And I really thank you guys at the table here, building department heads, everybody involved with all the bidding processes and contracts we go through. And that is a big thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilman Gollak. Any other new business anyone like to discuss? Seeing none, move on to unscheduled persons in the audience. If you'd like to address council, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll move on to claims and accounts. Councilman Roush?
Move to approve warrant 1509 in the amount of $1,930,539.22.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to